And welcome to another edition of Everything Football. I'm your host, Jonathan Big Tex Johnson. I'm gonna jump right into this. I got a few different topics that I'm gonna be dealing with today, so I'm probably be putting about three or four. I think probably today. First one I'm going to deal with is this thing that I knew that was going to eventually happen, which basically goes back to the theme that I've been speaking about, since the Super Bowl, since the day before the Super Bowl, when I kept and all throughout the off season, when I kept talking about these mediocre quarterbacks getting jobs, mediocre quarterbacks getting 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 big contracts and whatnot. Here we go right again. Here we have Jay Cutler, big arm quarterback who was Chicago, basically got let loose after only playing in 5 games. Went I think 1-4. Uh, Cutler, Cutler, big arm. There's never been a debate about the arm strength that this guy's had. Jay Cutler's major problem has always been is basically the knock on Jay Cutler is big arm, but sometimes just won't read right or whatever, and throwing the coverage, and sometimes just he just he has that Jeff George syndrome and all the intangibles and whatnot, but just doesn't have that whole football flair. Even though I think this guy is much more into football, but it's like he's not your typical type of quarterback. He doesn't have a rah-rah bone in him. He's kind of ho hum and stuff like that. It's a job. This is this, and that has basically been a lot of baggage on him over the past few years. Like I said, Cutler's been in the league since '06. He's getting ready to go into his maybe 11th, 12th season, I believe. Going to his 11th season, I think 11th, 12th season, something like that. And Cutler's basically, Cutler has had some decent seasons. His latest was back in 2014 when he actually led the league with 28 touchdowns back in 2014. Uh, he led the league in passing back in 2008. That same year, completions and attempts and whatnot. And he had the longest completion for 93 yards. Uh, and that's basically been it. I mean, he had an opportunity. First got to Chicago, I believe, one of those years. They ended up going to the playoffs. I want to say they went to the playoffs, I think, in 2010 and in 2012. And they got to the NFC Championship game, I do believe. And then of course, they end up losing, and he ended up more or less from that. Actually, after that basically happened, he for the most part was pretty much it just didn't, it didn't happen. He ended up losing. He ended up being on the side of it might have been against Green Bay, if I'm not mistaken, 2011, and everything, and basically just kind of just sat there on the sidelines, riding on a bike or whatever, and just sitting there with like no thoughts about the game or anything like that. And that has kind of basically stayed with Cutler for a long period of time. Like I said, big arm and all the stuff that comes along with it. But is he going to be the fit for Miami? Which goes back to the whole Colin Kaepernick thing. It's like, here we go again. If Cutler was any other different type of quarterback, right? And he has this just blah type of attitude. I'm like, how is this guy still getting a job? He has a big arm. That's what anybody's gonna always say. He has a big arm. But yet you got somebody like Colin Kaepernick, like I said, and this is, you can go back and look at my the upload that I put on there about the whole Colin Kaepernick thing and whatnot. People are gonna say what they're gonna say. It is what it is. But I'm just talking about straight up football. I mean, if we're gonna base everything on somebody's last season, the guy missed 11 games. He started 5, went 1-4. The stats, I mean, Chicago's not a very good team. Goes 1-4. He throws for 1,059 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 5 picks. That was the end of his Chicago career. That's what you're dealing with you don't know what you're going to get with Cutler. Cutler's going to supposedly have some talent. That's if the little receiver or nothing doesn't happen to him, because Tannehill, who I don't really get, but that's who they got as a quarterback. Then so be it. I haven't really seen. Tannehill showed a few glimpses of something last year for the first time. Still don't even understand how this guy even basically got drafted, but that's neither here nor there. That's another story. And so again, this is a league that is based upon mediocre quarterbacks, and they're getting paid a lot of money. I just sit up there and listen to earlier today, Colin Coward and guys like Cosell them talking about the things that Kirk Cousins does and all this kind of stuff like that. I mean, he does some things, but I'm like, get in the red zone. He gets in the middle field, gets in the red zone. He can't close the door. You could throw for all these yards. I'm like, that's what I'm saying. You're coming to a point now where it's just about stats, and that's what's getting these guys paid. But the quarterback bar needs to be held down some. You can't keep coming up with the same stuff. They sit up there and say, well, Vince Young had a bad attitude and all this other kind of stuff. Vince Young had a winning record. They can't take that away from him. It's just everybody always wants to go by these winning records, but it's like bad attitude, so he can't play in the league. But yet somebody like Cutler, who said that he was retired, and then all of a sudden he gets a job in Miami because Tannehill goes down. Kaepernick doesn't get Kaepernick gets nothing. Again, like I said, I'm not trying to I'm not trying to make it into what it is. You see what you see. If people don't want to sit up there and play these games and want to act like these things are not happening in the league, then you're fooling yourself. But at the end of the day, they're giving this guy a chance. Why? He has a big arm, or he supposedly knows the offense. Okay, man. I mean, whatever. We'll see what Cutler ends up doing. If he has to say how long he's going to stay there or whatever like that, we're going to see how long he's going to play or whatever, what's going to happen with the ho-hum attitude. He'll make a few throws here and there, then he's going to throw something in coverage. I mean, if he comes out fine, like I say, it don't matter to me one way or another. I just know what his background, what his reputation has been. What his reputation has been. And with his reputation, we already know what comes with it, what he's done. He cried his way out of Denver because he thought somebody was trying to get at his job, and he got out of there to go to Chicago, supposedly to a better team or whatever like that. If you just think about it, if the defense would have been built around, say he would have stayed there all the years until Von Miller and all them guys got there, what would have happened? I mean, they might would have never had to get Peyton Manning. But, again, that's neither here nor there. But that's just one of the things that I'm saying. You have these quarterbacks who are basically they've really accomplished nothing. I mean, Cutler, because of a big on Cutler, has made a lot of money for mediocre seasons. He's been in the league since 06. So 11, maybe going on, since 06, going on 11, 12 years in the league. And he's probably had one or two good seasons. One season when he led 28 and then another, 28 and 14, another one that he did something in 2008. He's been to one Pro Bowl. That's it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's it. And these guys are getting shots at quarterback and being able to play quarterback when this other guy's sitting at home that could basically try to help your team out. But I don't want to deal with that particular player for whatever reason. Or he doesn't pick up he won't pick up the offense like Jay. Okay, then Jay Cutler can pick up an offense, know an offense and everything like that, and throw some of the most horrendous balls ever. Or because he can throw through a brick wall, he think he can fit every ball in. And I'm like, that's the thing. He has the Jeff George syndrome. The only difference is he takes football a little bit more serious than what Jeff George did. But, but again, like we said, that's what I'm talking about. But this guy has a job, 1 year, $10 million. Bam, like that. Guy probably got about $100 million in the bank. But this is what we're talking about here. And I've been talking about this all during the winter. And during the winter, I didn't say a lot this past week. I wasn't on. I just because basketball just basically takes over everything at a certain time. So it's like here you have, again, Jay Cutler got a job. When people say, oh, Jay Cutler said he's not going to play no more, he's not even in shape. Nobody said anything. Jay Cutler sitting on his couch. Next thing you know, Jay Cutler already within 24 hours is throwing passes in practice. Boom, just like that. Just like that. And, I mean, here we go. But Kaepernick can't get a job nowhere or whatever, all because he's taking a knee. I'm like, come on, man. But I'm not trying to really make this about just making it about, again, this is like part 2, 3, 4, talking about quarterbacks of mediocrity, big contracts, and still getting a chance to play in the NFL when they actually haven't done anything to prove their worth whatsoever. They haven't done anything. Jay Cutler is who Jay Cutler is. And that's what he's going to be. You know what I'm saying? That's who he's going to be. Whether he's been with decent coaches, sorry coaches, good coaches, or whatever. He's had some teams in Chicago when they actually had good defenses in the whole 9 yards. and Jay Cutler would still find a way to throw a ball in a double, triple coverage or whatever coverage, or make some bonehead errant throw, and that's it. It's not all his fault, but I'm like, these things follow Cutler around, and you know, I don't even see how he lasted that long in Chicago, but that's the name of the game. You know, that's the sad part about it. And you got other quarterbacks sitting at home, unemployed, not playing. And Cutler has this great attitude. Everybody always talks about attitude. You gotta have right attitude. Where does Cutler have this at? Everybody sit up there and say this dude he's like a wet blanket. I'm like, but he's got a job. And based on, he got a big arm. He has a cannon for an arm. There it is. It's like I said something about Ryan Leaf a while back. Ryan Leaf, he was a bust. Yeah, but Ryan Leaf basically quit on himself. Ryan Leaf, it was still teams wanting Ryan Leaf to come and play, even after he'd done absolutely nothing. But this is what we're talking about. A lot of that mess going through with favoritism, in my opinion. But, it is what it is. But we'll see what happens with Miami. My brother-in-law actually is a Miami Dolphin fan, so I asked him about it, but we'll see what goes on with it. But with Jay Cutler, we'll see what happens. It's probably going to be the same old Jay Cutler. Same old thing, same old ho-hum attitude. Don't care, no big deal, job, check, whatever. Yeah, I'll play. Why not? $10 million, big arm. Yeah, that's it. But that's Jay Cutler, though. All right? I got more to come. Check me out, Twitter, Everything Football, 62. Check me out and check my page out here on YouTube. Leave a comment, start a conversation about this and the other topics I'll be talking about. All right? Thanks.